This is the 2021 Cadillac Escalade Platinum. I've had this luxury SUV as a press vehicle from Cadillac for the past week, during which I've been daily driving it and getting to know it inside and out. As always, we'll take a look at the exterior, interior, then go out and take it for a drive. The exterior color of this vehicle is Shadow Metallic. That's a $625 option that brings the total MSRP as tested up to $109,500. I've linked all the options down in the description below. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the exterior. This is the 5th generation Escalade. The Escalade was first introduced back in 1999. Of course, over the years, it's changed quite a bit. We've got our premium luxury platinum grille up front. You notice within that is the Cadillac crest logo with the Cadillac colors. And this logo is kind of extrapolated out onto this grille with the overall design and shape of it. Anchoring that in, we've got our beautiful and big headlamps, which really ties in the prominent front end of this vehicle. And then up here on the hood, we've got some nice design cues that gives it a really good shape overall. Let's go ahead and take a look from the profile. So here, the profile, you can really get a good feel for the overall size of this Escalade. It is the biggest and longest Escalade to date. I'm 6'5" tall for point of reference. That's exactly how tall this vehicle is. To be specific, it's 6.469 inches, so it's literally as tall as me. As far as the length goes, it is 17 feet 8 inches long, so this is a big vehicle. We're riding on 22-inch 10-spoke polished wheels, front and rear. And overall, I really like the design and shape of this vehicle. I feel like everything really flows, all the lines keep this vehicle really level. Back here, through this chrome detailing, you've got the Cadillac crest logo, but there are no colors in it. So I think that's kind of interesting. Doesn't break it up too much. It continues that chrome through here again, but there's no colors on that Cadillac logo. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rear. So in addition to the beautiful headlights up front, we've also got some really slim and trim LED tail lamps. They are 3 feet long, and they're really pretty when you actually get up close and look at all the intricacies and details within them. So I really do like that, and I think it sets this vehicle apart nicely. I like this rear overhang here. We got our third brake light embedded up in there, but I think this kind of gives it almost a sporty look, although this is not the sport model. I really do like this bit of overhang, gives it a nice look from the profile especially too. Down here, this is a 600 indication. That is for the amount of torque in this vehicle. It's actually 624 Newton meters to be exact. However, 600 just looks a little bit cleaner down through here. Got our Cadillac crest logo, similar to the one that we had up front. By pushing in on this, this will pop open the rear hatch automatically. You've got some cargo hooks through here. You've got an outlet over here. You'll push these buttons here to lower the second row. Just tap it twice. It's not the most graceful. It kind of slams down a little bit. These are a little bit nicer though on the third row, because you can automatically lower these and they gracefully come down. You can also automatically raise them. But you've got just a ton of flat room through here. I mean, I could literally get up in here and completely lay back all the way, extend my arms, and I'm still not even to the front row. So again, plenty of room for storage, hauling things around. You can take a nap back here if you'd like. Then you press this right here, and this will raise up your third seat right there. Just like that, you can pop the headrest back, and you're good to go, like no one was ever back here. You can actually push in right here, and this gives you some more storage up underneath here as well. So a lot of flexibility, and you got some of your speakers back here as part of your AKG sound system. To shut the rear trunk, you'll just push this here. That will automatically close that. Now we do have a dual exhaust on this vehicle. I'll do the remote start on the key here by pressing it twice and holding it. And you'll hear it's got a little bit of a grumble. This does have a V8, but it's not like a real loud and aggressive sound to it. I will just give it a quick rev here for you so you guys hear what it sounds like, and then we'll hop over and take a look on the other side. So again, not too loud, but it does have a little bit of a grumble. Let's take a look at the side real fast. I'll show you something with the retractable side steps, then we'll hop inside. Our test vehicle does have the assist steps, power retractable with perimeter lighting. It's a $1,750 option. Given my height and the length of my legs, it was an option that really didn't make sense for me. They honestly kind of got in the way for me. So, you know, a lot of times I'd open up the door, be quickly going in here to look at something, and it ended up hitting the front of my shin on it. Or when I was getting out of the vehicle, I ended up kind of skipping a step here, and I ended up hitting the back of my calf. So for me, didn't make sense, but that option is definitely out there, and it's a useful option if you need it. Let's go ahead and hop inside, take a look at the interior. The interior color of this vehicle is Whisper Beige. We've got a nice leather wrap steering wheel with the Cadillac Crest logo and some wood grain trim through there. We've also got Gideon Accents, which is this fabric type material here. I've never really seen that in a vehicle before, but it's kind of a cool option in my opinion. Down through here, we've got some nice deep storage pockets. As we work our way up, we've got our trailer brake adjustments, four-wheel drive, some of the different mode adjustments, and over here, we've got a little hidden compartment where I've been storing my wallet. As we work our way up, we'll go ahead and turn this vehicle on. Our screens come to life. 16.8 diagonal inches here, 14.2 in the instrument cluster, and 7.2 inches over here. Now this is going to be all touchscreen. You've got your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and you can also change between this, utilizing this scroll wheel here, or some of these hard buttons. I've most commonly used the vehicle information, so I can see the stats of the vehicle. You scroll through here, see your air filter life, brake pad, total engine hours, just the typical stats here that you would need to keep this vehicle running properly. We'll back out here. And I've also been utilizing the ambient lighting. Really love that feature. Looks incredible at night. You can link it to your drive mode or to the demo mode. That's what I've been doing. It cycles through the different colors for you. And we'll swipe out here. And again, it's just a really responsive touchscreen. Got your, obviously, your navigation, the phone. You can scroll in and out here just like that of a smartphone. You can also, of course, use the navigation and maps over here. So you can go up here on map, and that will come up in your center screen right there. Of course, as we work our way down here, now this looks like it'd be touchscreen because it's digital, but you're actually going to use these buttons here for all your climate controls. This will pop open, revealing two cup holders, a little compartment up here where I've just been storing my keys, and then some USB connectivity. Here is the wireless charging portion for the phone. Now, I don't necessarily like the placement of this because you have to put your phone in vertically. You can't see it. You can't see any notifications that come in, which is good when you're driving, of course. It won't distract you, but when you're just parked, if you want to see something on your phone, it's kind of stuck down in here, and there's some bubbles in there that kind of keep it snug, but it's sometimes a little bit tough to slide in and out. And if you had a screen protector or a case you didn't want to get scratched, you have to be really conscious of that. Let's go ahead and take a look here in the center console. We do have the optional console cooler. That's a $700 option. Pressing this once will refrigerate whatever you have in here. Pressing it again will turn it into freezer mode, and it'll get 23 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're gonna take a look back at this bottle here in a little bit and see just how cold it gets. You've also got some USB connectivity and an SD card slot as well. Let's go ahead and hop back in the second row. Here in the rear, you've got your rear entertainment system. This is touchscreen. You can also link it up Bluetooth to the headphones that they provided. So we work our way up through here. Got a nice little light, hook, speaker, and a vent. I like the fact that there's a vent actually up here as we work our way down. Got your climate controls for the rear. You do get heated seats back here. There are your cup holders, and then down here you've got all your connectivity and an outlet. Let's go ahead and hop back in the third row. Plenty of legroom here for the person in the middle of the third row. You can also slide this second row forward to give people on the outer sides more room as well. Got some more USB connectivity over here, cup holder, another hook, as well as vent. Now you can lower these seats, and I will say I do like the fact that the semi-aniline leather is on all three rows. It's really gorgeous, and Whisper Beige looks really pretty in person. So you'll hold this down, that'll lower this. And as you heard there, it's not the most graceful on the lowering. It's a little bit aggressive. So if you're trying to, stay quiet, keep that in mind. Now take a look at this. I'm here, gonna use the key fob. You can actually open up that rear glass, which is pretty cool as well. Now, we've been letting this bottle cool for a little bit with the freezer mode on. Before we take it for a drive, let's go ahead and pop in here. As you can see, there's actual ice crystals forming. Perfect for keeping any drinks or food cold. Now let's go ahead and take it out for a drive. Behind the wheel and on the road in the 2021 Cadillac Escalade Platinum, what are we working with underneath the hood? That is a 6.2 liter V8, producing 420 horsepower and 460 pound-foot of torque, and that is paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now, normally in a lot of my reviews, I really focus on the performance and driving aspect of it, do some 0 to 60 launches, accelerations, downshifts, etc. But what I want to focus on in this review is just how comfortable and practical this vehicle is. We've got the screen slid all the way back on the UltraView sunroof. I've got a ton of headroom through here, off the side a little bit, an incredible amount there as well. Legroom is great. you know, I just feel very comfortable and safe when I'm driving this vehicle. So visibility is good, side mirror is great, front windshield is huge, really raked out, so you get a really good view out of the front. Out to the left here on this B pillar, there is going to be a handle there, so it's going to cut down a tiny bit on your view there, but overall no blind spot on this side. Now to the right, this is such a long vehicle, that C pillar right there is kind of in the way. You're looking out over your right shoulder, but you don't really need to do that. This car has so many safety features like the lane keep assist, lane change assist, different cameras. You know, this is a very, very safe vehicle in that regard. So it's really got your back whenever you're out driving on the road. In addition to that, you've also got the front and rear pedestrian alerts, enhanced automatic emergency braking, and also trailer side blind zone alert. So that's just to name a few. There's a whole bunch more that really allows you to feel safe when you're driving this vehicle. There's a lot of cool stuff that I like in this vehicle, and one thing is conversation enhancement. So this is a long vehicle, second and third row. When you turn conversation enhancement on, the internal microphones will actually pick up your voice and pipe it in to the AKG speaker system to the second and third row, and it also works vice versa as well. So that audio from back there, the people talking, can be piped up into these speakers. So it allows everyone in the vehicle to be connected easily given the size of it, and it's perfect if you had, you know, kids in the back and you're trying to focus on stuff up here and you wanted to hear them, or they wanted to hear you. When conversation enhancement on, it's a really, really great feature. As far as the overall feel of it, steering wheel feels great. It's not the softest steering wheel. You got these knuckle parts here, you know, to grip on it at 10 and 2. It's not too soft. You do have a heated steering wheel though, which has definitely been nice for a little bit longer drives. As far as the arm placement, I will say something here. So this side is perfect given my height. You know, my arm can rest here perfectly. Center console is fine as well. However, I've noticed this seems to be a trend with some vehicles these days where they put a name placard here. In this case, it's Escalade, and it's very hard type material. So if you accidentally hit your elbow on it, especially with my bony elbows, it kind of hurts, you know, and that's generally where I rest my arm. So if, you know, we're looking back to back up or slide over, you gotta be conscious of that. Not a huge issue. It's a nice design cube, but from the functionality standpoint, I've ended up bumping my elbow on it more times than not. I really do like the massage seat, so I'll push a little button here on the side seat. I'll press up on one of the knobs, and that'll give me different options, so I can do roll, knead, wave, relief, glide, a whole bunch of variability in the type of massage. So you put that in tandem with the heated seat over here, and you're really relaxed and comfortable when you're out on the road. Another thing that's pretty interesting too, and I just noticed it right here. So the speedometer, it will tell you how fast you're supposed to be going on the road. It knows based on the road you're on what the speed limit is. And the actual miles per hour numerals will turn red when you go over the speed limit. So I'm on a 40-mile-an-hour road right now, I'm going 41, and the second I went to 41, it turned red. So that just is something to keep you conscious of your speed, and when you see that it turns red, you know it's time to slow down. Speaking of these screens, I really am impressed with it. 38 inches of diagonal screen space. So you got a ton of real estate of screens up here, and it's the curved OLED display screens, which is really cutting edge technology, and it's just an industry leader in the fact that you just got all this screen space. It's crazy, and it's different layers too. So this little bit over here is gonna be your infotainment system, and that's touchscreen. You can control that by swiping on this. It's so responsive, so crisp, so clean. You can also use the scroll wheel down here or the different hard keys. Then you got your instrument cluster here in the center, and you got this little bonus compartment over here to the side, and in that you got some different trip statistics. And then you go to the second tab, and that's where you can either put it on gauge, where you just got your, you know, general gauge that you can control and customize for yourself. You got a map function, and then you've got the AR camera, which is pretty cool too. So it's going to give you augmented reality of exactly what's in front of you, and when you pair that with the navigation, it'll give you turn-by-turn directions and actually put arrows on the screen so you can see exactly where to turn. It's perfect if you're unfamiliar with where you are when you're out and about. And then lastly, you got night vision, which is only available when it's dark outside, but you've got thermal heat imaging, which is perfect if you're trying to keep an eye out for people or animals or just other cars out on the road when it's really dark. It's been a very helpful feature as well. So our test vehicle does not have SuperCruise, and that is Cadillac's hands-free driver assistance package, where you actually get a little bar up here in the steering wheel and a camera that can track your eye movement, and it'll do full lane changes for you, and you can pretty much just drive hands-free. So at some point I'm looking forward to experiencing that, but nevertheless I've enjoyed my time just driving around in this Platinum. So we've been driving around with the screen pulled back on the Ultra View sunroof. Let's go ahead and shut it here just so you can get a perspective of what that is like. And we do have a full suede headliner all the way around. Just a lot of good, you know, design and texture in this vehicle. It's got a really good layout and feel in my opinion. So there you go, not a whole lot changed. It just of course got a bit darker, and again you do lose a little bit of headroom if you're kind of off center here, but if you're just driving normally, it's not really going to cut down on anything other than, again, the light. So it opens and closes fairly quick given how far it has to go back. It's just a massive sunroof. We're not going to open it now because it's a little bit wet out, but overall when I've had it back, I've really enjoyed it because it's quiet actually. You know, a lot of cars it's kind of loud when you open the sunroof. You get a lot of wind noise, but this has a wind visor or wind screen that kind of comes up and cuts down on that substantially. So all in all, a wonderful ride. So one thing I've really enjoyed about this vehicle from a sensory perspective has been the audio system. You got a 36 speaker audio system located throughout the vehicle, and it's just a really immersive 360-degree experience, and that's what they were hoping to capture when they designed this, to make it almost like you were in person at a live event. So you got speakers all over the vehicle at different layers, including built in to the rear headrest. This is the first time I've seen a vehicle with integrated speakers in the headrest. So speaking of, we're gonna go ahead and raise this up. I'm gonna bring the camera over here and let you guys experience what it's like as we listen to some music. Pretty cool. It's almost like you're at like a rock concert with everything going on. This is the closest we're gonna get, I think. But it's like you almost don't want to get out sometimes. It's so fun. This car definitely takes the cake for the most time I've spent listening to the radio and music in a press loan. I just can't help but do it. It's just such an enjoyable experience. And I'll have my massage seat on, the heated seat on, and I won't want to get out of the car. I'll come back from a drive and I'll just sit there in the driveway because it's just so enjoyable and it feels great. So as far as the overall attention of this vehicle, it's been really popular. You know, I've been out in town running around errands, getting gas and whatnot, and people definitely notice it, and I think they can, you know, distinguish that this is the all-new Escalade, and this has got such a good road presence that I feel really confident when I'm out driving it. You know, given my age, I'm only 27, single guy, this car would not make sense for me. However, if I had a family or if I went on a lot more road trips, then this would be ideal. You know, you could really daily drive this to work, run around town, you know, run errands, get groceries, and then take it on a long weekend trip down to the beach or, you know, to the mountains or just wherever. And it's just got everything you can need in one vehicle from the practicality standpoint, from the luxury standpoint, and from just the overall reliability and handling standpoint. So I've really enjoyed my time with it. Like I said, now it would not be a Drive 615 review if I didn't do at least one acceleration for you here. So you got different modes. We've got Tour, Sport, Off-Road, Tow, and Haul. I'm of course gonna put it in Sport and give you a little acceleration here, and we'll see how this V8 handles. That was quick, and it sounded good too. That was pretty good. Again, given the size of this vehicle, it's got a lot of weight to move, and it moved it really well in my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video review. If you did, be sure to leave a like. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down in the comment section below. I'll do my best to reply to all of those. If you've not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.